The following is a 24 Hours podcast.
Okay, question 6. This one's from Janet.
Yes, I'd like to have a show of hands here from the candidates and also the audience. How many people here have been victims of property crime? Al. Monty has had his car broken in too many times to even bother to list with me. I had my house broken into and everything I cared about they took, mercifully not the cat. As Mayor of Vancouver, you will be the chair of the police board, and I would like to know your solution for making citizens safe in their city.
And actually, it's Al's turn to go first. So I'm confused, and I've got it right here. So yeah, but it is Al's turn.
Well, I've gone on record by saying I waited a long time, and as project coordinator for Chinatown Merchants Association, we should not have to be paying for private policing in the city of Vancouver. End of story. 2, the 96 officers were long overdue. And for Sam Sullivan to say that he puts all the citizens in front as shields, to then go to the province to say we need $10 million to pay for these 96 officers, I think is totally unfair. I also have to say that when you talk about the most livable city in the world and you drive around and you see the bars on the windows and the bars on the doors and all of that, I think it's not appropriate. We need to get our 96 officers to ramp up to speed. We need to get our call rate down when you call, because yes, you could paint your living room quicker than before you get a response time when they arrive. So I'm totally with you there, Janet, but I have to say, building up a full contingent of our police department, getting our street beat cops back on, the ambassador program, I'm not keen for, because every police officer in this city is an ambassador. We could save $1 million more, bringing in 6 more officers, bringing that up to 102 more officers, adding more safety into your neighborhoods, so you will feel safe, I will feel safe, and all the people of Vancouver will feel safe.
Gregor.
Well, it's a shocking testament to Mayor Sullivan's term when you look at the year 2006. Vancouver was number 2 city in North America for the combination of violent and property crime. And in 2006, how much action did we see from Mayor Sullivan on new police and resources allocated? It's a bizarre disconnect that only seems to slightly reconnect when it's an election year. Funny that. Well, we need to give the police the resources that they need to do their job. Vancouver is really under siege right now. If you look at how this city compares to other cities in North America and around the world, driven by the drug trade primarily, we need a much more concerted effort in terms of looking at amalgamating police force and really being forceful to push for regional amalgamation. Its time has come, and I think that'll allow the crime situation in Vancouver and the pressure from the rest of the region to be tackled a lot more effectively. But we also need to take this down to neighborhood level, because ultimately it's how safe we feel in our neighborhoods. It's having a city that's safe for our kids and our elders. And that only happens if neighborhoods or communities are in partnership with the police. The police have the resources to do what they need to do their job. They can partner with neighborhoods and make sure that our neighborhoods are safer. And it's really about the way the city was. Growing up here in this city, I'd never feared for my life riding the bus downtown, to the downtown east side for that matter. It was it was like a big village, and we've let our city, and some of that is globalization and the impact of the global drug trade. We need to gain back what we had. We know it's precious now, and as the city continues to grow, we need to be really focused on tackling crime and being tough on it, being tough on the sources of it, and making the city safe for us all.
Still got time. I'll use up Gregor's 3 seconds. Let me start by saying it's unacceptable that the number of people raised their hands in this room. That can't continue in our city. We cannot have people hit over the head with an iron bar when they go to the SkyTrain station, the 29th Avenue SkyTrain station, which is my SkyTrain station where I grew up at. This has to stop, and that's why, for once, we have a unanimous decision, but unfortunately it's here on stage, because on council, Mayor Sullivan and the MPA have consistently voted against our motions in Vision Vancouver for more additional officers to meet the needs of our citizens. 13 minutes is the response time for priority 1 calls. 13 minutes. And that can't continue if we're going to have that safe city that Janet's talking about. Now, it's not just about police, though. It's about making sure that we do it effectively. And certainly the ambassadors program is not effective. It's public money for private security for a group of people that will administer an area that is a business district. And we're forgetting about all the residential areas of our city. And that's why I've been very focused and forceful in speaking out for our CPCs. CPCs cover off, our community policing centers cover off both business and residential areas. And that's where I'd like to see the money focused. Last term, we gave the CPCs $100,000 each to increase the number of, to give them the stability so that they could actually do policing work or community policing work rather than doing fundraising, which is what they've focused on. And if there's any nonprofits here, you'll know that the majority of your time is spent writing grants and writing reports and all of that, and that has to stop as well. We need to actually put resources back into our citizens' hands to ensure that we are kept safe and not go down this path where we have an ambassadors program, public money with private security.
Thank you. Gregor Robertson wanted to follow up.
Yeah, I want to just elaborate a little in terms of the causes and the drug trade specifically. We look back a couple years again and the same glaring statistics from a few years ago. Vancouver actually had 3.5 times the number of break-and-enter crimes per capita, 3.5 times what New York City has. So there's a reason all of us are throwing our hands up in the air. We're breaking records here in Vancouver. We look at the causes, and you don't have to look far. You look at the downtown east side, you look at the drug trade that has proliferated there, and you look at what we have to do to address those issues at the fundamental level, at a housing-first strategy, at filling that unbelievable gulf for detox and treatment and helping people out of the cycle of addiction. And again, it goes beyond just detox and guaranteed treatment that we can provide, but looking at education and prevention, the other big pillar that's gone missing in action under Sam Sullivan. We need to make that happen in this city, and that'll drive the crime rates down and make it a lot easier for our police to spread their resources around the city.
Thank you.
Vancouver.24hours.ca